If while reading you lose your way, just stop yourself and try to say, I'm confused but won't give up. I'll just stop and fix it up. Reread, read ahead, raise new questions, change predictions, attack a word, or look it up.
Okay, let's take a look at a real example of using monitoring within a text. Here we have part of the article that has been assigned to you for this week, called Survival Tips for Your First Week of College. In this first paragraph, it's talking about making friends with your peers. I get to the point where it says, the second paragraph, it says, share your anxieties with your new friends. So I'm going to pretend that I have a breakdown in comprehension and show you how to use monitoring. Share your blank with your new friends. Alright, I just read that, but I'm not really sure what it's talking about. So I know from my strategy that the first thing I can do is reread. So I'm going to try rereading that section again a bit more slowly. Share your blank with your new friends. Alright, that didn't help me because it's that word that I don't know right there. So rereading didn't help. So I'm going to try the second fix-up strategy, which is reading ahead. Most college freshmen have trouble getting used to a new lifestyle, new surroundings, new friends, and new classes all at once. Alright, it's talking about things that are new. Let me keep reading. Admit to your new friends or the resident assistant that you're a little homesick or overwhelmed. Candace, a freshman at College of the Ozarks in Clarksville, Arkansas, observed, if you take the time to talk to some people, you'll find they're feeling just the way you are. Alright, so I see something that is sort of repeated. Feelings, things that are new, feeling homesick or overwhelmed. Maybe that's what this is talking about. I know that usually in the first sentence of a paragraph you have what is the topic of that paragraph. I know that's not always the case, but maybe this is the case here, that this word I don't know is all about these feelings, things that are new, being overwhelmed. Alright, so I reread, I read ahead. I still am having trouble with that word. I think I know what it means based on the rest of the paragraph, but I'm going to try to attack the word or break it up into parts. Sounding it out didn't really work. Angst. So now I'm going to try to look for small parts that I know. IES reminds me of societies. Maybe that's the way the end of this word sounds, and societies would be a noun. So maybe this word is a noun too, but that still doesn't really help me. Alright, well, I'm not really sure still, so I think I'm just going to look that word up. I'm going to go to dictionary.com and just take a quick look at it.
Anxiety.
I have heard this word before, anxiety. I have heard that word before, but I didn't recognize it in print. But looking it up helped me to make this new word a part of not only my spoken vocabulary, but also my reading vocabulary. Seeing now that this word is defined as distress or uneasiness of mind makes me realize that my prediction was correct. So using monitoring has helped me to understand something when initially my comprehension broke down. I returned to the text and it says, share your anxieties with your new friends, or share your sense of distress with your new friends. Something else that's interesting, my prediction was correct when I noted within the paragraph that a certain idea seemed to be repeated over and over again. That gave me an indication of what that word might mean. This is a big hint to finding the main idea of a passage. One way to do that is to look for things that are called repeated references, when an idea is repeated over and over again.
I'm written off right at the very beginning when I start talking about this, because some people feel that, oh, she's an early childhood major, you know, that's so sweet that you want to sing to the kids and have them do cute little crafts. And the first thing that especially my middle grades majors, the first thing I tell them is, this is not about creating a fun little cutesy activity. This is about getting information. We don't have a lot of instructional time, so the fastest way that I can get this information into your brain and make it stick, that's what I'm going to do. So in having several intelligences or several learning or thinking styles sort of hit at once helps the information get into your brain in a different way. For example, a good example of this is bodily kinesthetic. If I teach the strategy synthesizing as this, you take what's in the book and you add what's in your brain, you put them all together and something new you gain. A lot of students are like, oh yeah, that's really nice, it's cutesy, you know, I get to do this little song and dance. But what's happening is every part of the chant, you take what's in the book, is matched with meaningful movement of your body. And that sends signals to nerve endings up into your spinal cord and into your brain, so that every time you're saying, you take what's in the book, you add what's in your brain, put them all together, and something new you gain. Every time you say those words, you're also putting them to a movement, which is going to help reinforce the content. But we have to get this information into their brains fast. We have to make it stick quickly so that they can then move on and begin using these strategies in their reading. As they are opening a new text and beginning to read something that may be, like in our textbook, let's say, it's a little bit above their reading level, they only have a certain amount of short-term memory, like a desk space, like on your computer. Those of you who have been forced to use older computers, you hear that clicking in the background, and you've clicked on a few things and you're sitting there waiting for Internet Explorer to open. The brain is very similar. If you overload your short-term memory by, okay, I don't know this strategy very well yet, so I'm trying to read, I'm trying to access the meaning of individual words, put those together, have them mean something in my mind, and also use these strategies that I'm not really all that familiar with yet, you overload. And so something breaks down and something doesn't work. So using what we can call the direct instruction method for me is just a means to an end. The chants and all that, once the student knows how to use synthesizing and knows how to find a quote in a particular thing that we're reading and then connect it to the prior knowledge that they already have in their brain, the chant falls away, the songs fall away, the movements fall away. But what stays is the knowledge of how to use that particular comprehension strategy.
If while reading you lose your way, just stop yourself and try to say, I'm confused but won't give up. I'll just stop and fix it up. Reread, read ahead, raise new questions, change predictions, attack a word, or look it up.